And I'm Jeremy Wright, and thanks for joining me and my littlest monkey for another episode of Tank Talks. What we're doing right now is checking out Tank A, which is a 55-gallon Central American guppy tank that I did some major maintenance on yesterday. So I pulled out roughly a pound of plant matter, mostly guppy grass, Elodea densa, and what else came out of here? Oh, floaters. So there was pistia, which is water lettuce, salvinia, which is also known as floating fern, and a ton of duckweed. And in addition to that, there was some Linobium laevigium, which is Amazon frogbit. I replanted some grasses, and yeah, Lauren's down here shoving stuff around. Cool. What's up, little monkey? So there's littlest monkey. And hey, Lauren, you want to say hi? Say hi? Cool. Anyway, this may be the first of my YouTube videos she's been in. So generally, yeah, this tank is usually just a lot harder to see into. It's been much darker. So recently I haven't included this tank. And I also apologize. I have motion stabilization turned off, and I'm holding this camera with my right hand, which doesn't work very well. So apologies for the bounciness. But we're going to see if that works a little bit better as it gets uploaded and the video is kind of transcribed from my video quality to whatever YouTube allows. So from there, a little bit more talking about the tank. I just fed these guys and gals, and yeah, I'm able to really see into this tank for the first time in a while. So let's just look and see what there is to see, other than lots of little baby gups, which are roughly colorless right now, so they're a lot harder to see as opposed to the adults. But looking in here, there's kabamba, there's hornwort, which is the plant center screen. Kabamba is the one that's kind of center screen now, growing upward. Guppy grass, which is that clump of stuff that's mostly around here, and some of the stuff hanging out forward. There is Anacharis, as we call it in the hobby, Elodea densa. Actually, that may not be Elodea densa, but in the hobby we refer to it as Elodea densa. It may be as many as about 3 different species that look very, very similar. But in all likelihood, it probably is Elodea densa. And that's the plant kind of center screen now that's up in this area. It's growing kind of in a clump up there. There are grasses. There are at least 3 different grasses in this tank. So the grass here, that's probably truly dwarf Sagittaria grass. Moving over into the left area, the taller grass, center screen here, jungle Vallisneria. And the third grass is going to be over here. That's a hair grass, like a dwarf hair grass type thing. It's actually probably not truly dwarf hair grass, but it's a hair grass. Actually, the little thing growing up right here, that may be an embulia, and if so, it's the only one in there. Pearlweed, kind of center screen, the lime green looking thing with the 90-degree leaflets. And we have some wheels on the bus going in the background. Awesome, right? And yeah, the stuff that's mostly higher in the tank, that's a lot of the Anacharis and the guppy grass. And let's see, other stuff in here. Phoenix moss, Physidens fontanus. It's probably my favorite aquarium moss. And it's just, I'm going to zoom. Or I think I'm going to. I said I'm going to. Phoenix moss, growing here on this little bit of driftwood. I just love that stuff. Previously it was anchored on the rock back there as well. There's a bigger piece. I don't know if the fish eat up comes through here. There's one female bristlenose left in this tank, and she comes through every once in a while and ravages that stuff. Otherwise, oh, there she is. So there's the single bristlenose. So other than her, this tank is just guppies. And the only filtration in this tank is a single aquarium co-op sponge filter. In addition to that, there's another air stone bubbling over there. It is heated. Otherwise, no active filtration. There are 4 lights above this tank, and you can look back, I don't know, I'm gonna say 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month ago, for a video titled Phased Lighting. I think. Oh wow, you know what? Look at this gorgeous fish. It just caught my eye. A few weeks ago, I noticed this fishy, maybe it was 4 weeks ago now, and I had it listed. Oh, there's another one. Beautiful, beautiful hybrids. Beautiful hybrids. So this guy is still coloring up. It's probably not the only one in the tank that looks like this, but gosh, just fantastic coloration on that guppy. And I do think that's an Endler guppy hybrid. It was an accident. Sometimes female Endlers slip in and we end up with some interesting fish. Now here's another really, really beautiful fish that I need to move to another tank because I've got that orange one that's I'm kind of trying to keep center screen. Just swam to the back and it's coming pointed to the left. Kind of orangish. I've got a separate breeding exercise venture for the fish that look like that. They were previously award-winning Best of Show, not just Best Guppy, but Best of Show. And sorry for the clanking. Lauren's having fun standing on my foot right now. But yeah, that's a pretty amazing guppy right there. And I need to pull some of these others and just separate them into different groups because it was a colony breeding exercise, and then I was trying to pull and separate from the colonies, from the colony, excuse me. And there are quite a few of these little hybrids that grow into fish that look a little more like this, and they will be probably pulled. There's another one that's kind of similar, center screen. And then one of these rainbows down here also. Just truly some fantastic looking guppies in here that have just been colony breeding. And when you do so, you can end up, if you selectively colony breed like this and pull out, oh wow, there's one of my indies. You can end up with, we're really not going to get a good shot of this guy, but we can end up with some truly amazing looking fish just by allowing good looking guppies to operate in a colony and then end up with the mutts, as we call them, but then pulling from those and setting them off into separate tanks for specific breeding exercises rather than colony breeding. And years down the road, if you do that, you'll end up with things that are specific, like that dude, center screen. And then they just go back into the colony sometimes because, like, say I pull a female and put her back in a colony, and then she has some more males that end up looking like her father or one that she mated with previously, and then they're back out in the colony, and it's like awesome. The specific strains end up surviving in strange ways sometimes. Life finds a way. Imagine that. Incidentally, that's why we're all here. It's a pretty interesting looking fish that hasn't really colored yet. The one I'm holding kind of center screen there. I'm going to try to zoom and get a better shot. I can get this one in focus. It's a female, but she's got some good looking colors and uh-oh. Said it was a female, might not be. It's either a very big belly male or a female, but I can't actually see the gravid spot or that lower fin very well. So I'm just gonna look by eye. It's a male. It's just a chesty, robust male. Anyway, zooming back out. So we're at like the 11-minute mark now. I think it's about time to cut it. Again, this is tank A. 2 4-foot LED shop lamps, 1 3-foot grow light, 1 2-foot T8 fluorescent, all on timers, an aquarium co-op sponge filter, another air stone, just because it was in another tank that was next to this, and then that tank was gone, so whatever, it ended up in here, and a heater. This tank runs at about 77 to 78 degrees most of the time, and it just jams. It just jams. Once a month, really more often than that, I should be harvesting from this tank, and it provides enough for my friend's local fish store to, have enough plants to sell of 2 species that I'm providing to them. And that's guppy grass, Nahas guadalupensis, and pistia. So about a month ago we pulled, it was nearly a pound of wet grass, dried. It was about a half a pound, a little over half a pound, I believe. And yeah, a month later, pulled another pound of wet guppy grass out. And from a 55-gallon tank, you think a pound of grass, like what's that? It's enough to make it where you can't see what's in the tank. So it took me about a day to clear and harvest from this tank. And there's still a little bit of stuff floating in the top of the tank that I haven't really dealt with, but I did, for the most part, clear it. And I'm just really pleased with being able to see in the tank again. But 2 weeks from now, I won't be able to see in this tank again. And I feel like I should add something. I don't use fertilizers in this tank at all. People think you need fertilizers in tanks. You don't. Balance your animal and plant biomasses or bioloads. And you do that by having significantly more plants than animals. And furthermore, fast-growing plants help a lot more than slow-growing plants like Anubias or Java fern, which just don't grow very quickly. I could name a lot of other plants that just don't grow very quickly. But in this tank, you will see a lot of fast-growing plants. Kabamba, hornwort, guppy grass, floaters, grasses, pearlweed. What else is in here that I need to plant and haven't? There were several things that moneywort, which is actually, it got pulled out yesterday, but I said it got pulled out. There's one, probably Caroliniana, I should say. There's another one that actually didn't get planted, and what I'm showing you is dead center screen right now. So I think it's about time to cut it. I said I was going to cut 5 minutes ago, and I apologize. We're at the 14.5-minute mark, and if you stuck with me, I appreciate that. So the thing I was trying to convey is I don't add fertilizers to this tank. It grows like crazy because it's a natural tank. Fish food is aquaponic fertilizer. If you need some information on that, feel free to drop some comments. check out the Arkansas Planted Aquarium Club on Facebook, and feel free to read some of the tech articles I've written there, or just reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk for a long time about this stuff. But we're on the cusp of a revolution where our hobby is no longer being driven by the petrochemical companies that formerly were in control of everything related to aquatics and the dispensation of knowledge. Now you can just turn to nature for solutions and ways of doing things successfully on easy mode. I wish you would. It's so much better. Hit that easy mode button. You can achieve that by doing soil under pool filter sand, under a lot of plants, and a few animals, in some clean water that you do testing on weekly. Keep a water log of weekly test data, and you will soon be elevating your hobby to new heights. Beyond that, love you guys. Thanks for sticking with me. As always, if you have any questions or drop them in the comments. I would very much appreciate a like or subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.